up? What up? The league. Oh shit. Season what are we? 13? Fuck. It's about to start. One more week, baby. 1 week from today. We got our first game. We have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday night football. And then we also have a game on Friday, just so you all know. Um Friday, it's gonna be the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil. So it should be crazy. See how that works. Apparently, there's some shit going on with them wearing green because they're not allowed to wear green out there or some bullshit. I don't know. I just saw that shit. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna have a full fucking week of games with Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday. Fucking 4 days. But yeah, so make sure your team's tight, your team's good, all that shit. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the draft results. Figure I go over everybody's team, see what's up. I know a lot of you didn't really pay attention to everybody else's teams. You kind of just focus on yours. So I figured to go over it so you guys kind of have an idea of who has who, and just in case you're thinking, oh, maybe he's still on the wire and it's on somebody else's bench. Because like I said, for me, I really didn't pay attention to anybody's team except for the Warhammers and Los Tanks, since they were around me. Either they were gonna pick someone I needed or vice versa. So I was like, those are the only teams I pay attention to. Now let's check out the rest and see what's up. So I'll go over the draft grades right now. Uh, A pluses, we had two, Mike and the boys, and OG men. Only one A, the En Fuegos. One B, Los Tanks. We had one C, the Rook. Two C minuses, Rebel Scum and the Arab Sensations. The Nighthawk and the Warhammers with D's, and Los Borrachos with a D minus. Again, this is all based off of Yahoo's rankings, like I was saying before, with how ESPN and whoever else you guys choose to use your rankings from are gonna be different. But compared to, I guess, Yahoo's rankings, that's how they graded you as far as you reaching for people and stuff like that. And some other, like I said, in some other ESPN, someone's ranked higher than in Yahoo, and it'll tell you you reach for them, but in reality, you felt like you didn't. But yeah, we'll go over each one. We'll start off pick wise, which 1 through 10th. So I'll put time codes in case you only wanted to hear about your shit still again, but up to you. Just throwing these out there. So let's get started with obviously the OG men with the number one pick. All right. And the first pick was the OG men. So I'm just gonna read off what Yahoo put down as far as like their commentary on it. Then I'll do draft results so you guys can see his team, and then I'll give you my best pick, reach pick, and bust pick. Um, so here we go. OG Men dominates draft with an A plus grade and a projected first place finish. In a stunning display of draft prowess, OG Men secured an impressive A plus grade and is projected to finish at the top of the league. Despite a challenging schedule ranked ninth toughest among the 10 teams, this team seems poised for success with a projected record of 13-1 and an estimated total of 2,169 points. With two players on bye week 9, OG men will need to strategize carefully to maintain their dominance. The draft for OG men was a roller coaster of surprises, from the steal of Anthony Richardson at pick 80, well below their ADP of 47, to the questionable choice of Michael Pittman Jr. at pick 20, despite an ADP of 45. It seems like OG Men is ready to shake up the league with their bold moves, proving that sometimes the best and worst picks can come from unexpected places. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what's up. If he lives up to that record, 13-1. That's kind of crazy. Who's that? I'm sure that one loss is gonna come in week one against Los Borrachos, but we'll see what's up. Um, so this is the draft results. So obviously, number one, he took Christian McCaffrey. Number two, Michael Pittman, reach. Number three, Isaiah Pacheco. 4, Kenneth Walker. Fifth, Joe Mixon. Sixth, Devontae Smith. Seventh, Mark Andrews. Eight, Anthony Richardson. Number nine, Calvin Ridley. 10, Deontay Johnson. 11, Keenan Allen. 12, Hollywood Brown. 13, Nick Chubb. 14, Brock Purdy. And 15, the New York Jets defense. Yeah, so for me, the best pick was Isaiah Pacheco in the third. Like I said, I think he's going to do well this season. They're already talking about him full workload. Only Clyde Edwards-Helaire is there. Um, he's going to take over the pass catching role also since McKinnon is not there anymore. So it should be a good season for him. They're saying he's making strides in camp, so we'll see what's up. So it was between him and Calvin Ridley. I really think Calvin Ridley is gonna blow up this year. I think he's gonna have a great season. Um, Especially with Will Levis, who likes to throw the deep ball and everything else. DeAndre Hopkins dealing with injury already, so might be just all Calvin Ridley. Um, the reach, obviously, Michael Pittman, as I said. Uh, like I said, I used to grab him in mock drafts. You grab him in the fifth round. Again, maybe you thought maybe something else. You didn't like the wide receivers at that point, so you were like, let me reach for this guy. Not sure what your thinking was, but hey, it only it's only bad if it doesn't work out. Um, and the bus pick for me will be, I think, is Anthony Richardson. Um, I've been hearing bad shit about him in training camps, and during training camp when he's doing the cross practices with other teams. I'm sure you heard the whole Bengals team making fun of him, talking about that he doesn't have accuracy. He's throwing where the receiver should be instead of throwing at the receiver. Um, and he had an okay game, I think. Um, what you want him for is pretty much his rushing and everything else, but yeah, that's what I think would bust this year. Um, my other one would probably be what's his name? Hollywood Brown. He's always injured, hasn't finished the season. He's a boomer bust player, but again, you have him. You picked him in round 12, so you still have Ridley, Deontay Johnson, Keenan Allen. So you don't really need to use them unless you need to. Um, but yeah, man. According to Yahoo, you had a+ draft, so we'll see how that works out throughout the season. So let's get into pick number two. All right. So our number two pick was Mike and the Boys. Mike and the Boys strike gold in draft, projected to shine bright. In the recent draft of the league, Mike and the Boys showed their prowess by securing an impressive A+ grade with a projected finish of second place and a promising 11-3 record. They are set to dominate the competition despite facing the third toughest schedule. Mike and the Boys managed to snag George Kittle at pick 79, a steal considered their ADP of 53. While every team has their ups and downs, Mike and the Boys did stumble slightly with their selection of Brock Bowers at pick 99, who had an ADP of 112. However, this minor setback is unlikely to hinder Mike and the Boys' overall success in the league. With one player on a bye week 7, and the boys will need to strategize clearly to maintain their projected dominance, secure their place at the top of the standings. I guess. So 3 losses, huh? I think that'll be his best season yet. I'd have to look at the league record for that one. Um, so yeah, his number 2 pick, he took CeeDee Lamb, just signed. Good shit. Hopefully, it doesn't affect him that he wasn't in training camp all season. But CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams as a second pick, Josh Jacobs, third, fourth pick, Rashad White, fifth pick, Stephon Diggs, sixth pick, David Montgomery, seventh, T. Higgins, eight, George Kittle, nine, Zay Flowers, 10, Brock Bowers, 11, Jerome Ford, 12, Jared Goff, 13, Tyler Lockett, 14, Caleb Williams, and 15, the Cleveland defense. So, yeah, I guess, according to Yahoo, A plus. Um, his best pick for me, I would say, was Jerome Ford in the 11th. He's gonna start off the season for Nick Chubb. Who knows when Nick Chubb comes back? I mean, obviously he's supposed to miss the first 4 games, but even then, who knows how healthy he'll be? Because I believe it was multiple tears, it wasn't just an ACL. So it's gonna take him a good time before he comes back, and then if he comes back, how well is he gonna play? So I mean, Jerome Ford, that's like an RB1 in the 11th round. Uh, they have like a top 5 offensive line, so Jerome Ford should be beast for him. And plus, he has no one in the back. I think everyone else is injured too. Pierre Strong, uh, Deontay Foreman, I think just got released. They might re-sign him, but I mean, pretty much just Jerome Ford in that one. The reach, like they said, Brock Bowers. I was surprised you took him that early. I've usually no one takes him to like the 14th or 15th round, but I guess you must have heard something I didn't. There's like 3 tight ends in that offense. Plus, I don't really trust Gardner Minshew like that to have him throw to Bowers or keep him relevant. Um, which brings me to your bus pick is Devontae Adams. I have him every year. Usually it's my boy, but I don't really trust Gardner Minshew to get him the ball like that, like how Garoppolo was force feeding him and all the other quarterbacks were force feeding him. I think they're going to go more run heavy this year. Here and there, he might get his yardage. He might get his 100-yard games or something, or multiple catch games, but I don't think he's going to return on that second round price that you paid for him. But yeah, maybe you saw something that I didn't see. Again, maybe you're watching a lot of Raider training camp over there instead of that Charger training camp. Love the Montgomery pick. That's my boy. He's been my guy for a few years now. Even when he was with the struggling Bears, I drafted him when he was a rookie. So I usually get him in the 7th round. So I thought I could wait on him, but you sniped him before I did. T. Higgins. I mean, if he stays healthy, as Nighthawk can attest to that man could give you big weeks and then just disappear. Same thing with George Kittle. I mean, not consistent. It all depends how Brandon Ayuk is. If Brandon Ayuk stays, I think George Kittle struggles. Um, Tyler Lockett, fucking old man already. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba time. Stephon Diggs, too much of committee there with Tank Dell and Nico Collins. Rashad White doesn't have the same offensive coordinator. I doubt they're going to run him like they did before, where he was only averaging about 2 yards a game. I mean, 2 yards a run. Um, but Josh Jacobs, man, like everyone fell off in his backfield, so he should be the number one. But fucking LaFleur won't do it. Fucking bitch. That's why I didn't draft. That's what scared me away from Josh Jacobs was that he was still talking about AJ Dillon and Marshawn Lloyd and Wilson, Emmanuel Wilson, which is right now the RB2 in that offense. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Yahoo predicts you're gonna go 11-3. So we'll see if that happens. Let's go to pick number 3. All right, and our third pick and our first low grade of the teams. We got the Warhammers at number three. The Warhammers strike out in draft, projected to finish 10th in the league. In in a draft that left much to be desired, Warhammers managed to secure a disappointing grade of D, with a projected record of 2-12. It seems like they might be spending more time daydreaming about next season than competing in the playoffs. Their projected points is 2,013 points, paint a bleak picture, especially considering they have the second toughest schedule out of the 10 teams. While they did have a glimmer of hope with Puka Nakua as their best pick, snagging them at 18 when the ADP was 15, the optimism quickly faded with their worst pick, selected Rasheed Rice at 38, way ahead of their ADP of 88. Might come back to haunt them. It looks like Warhammers might need a miracle to climb out of projected 10th place finish in the league. Damn. Which is crazy because last year you did end the season in as number 10. Um, but honestly, I mean, I looked at your team. I didn't think it was too bad. You went Hero RB. Hold on. So with your first pick, you took Brees Hall, fucking bastard. I was hoping he'd make it to me. I've had Brees Hall since he was a rookie. Always did great for me. Should be better with the fucking Rodgers this year. Number two, Puka Nakua. Three, Mike Evans. Four, Rasheed Rice. Five, Terry McLaurin. Six, George Pickens. Seven, Christian Kirk. Eighth pick, Zach Moss. Ninth, Jaden Daniels. 10, Dallas Goddard. 11, Jordan Love. 12, Khalil Shakir. 13, Antonio Gibson. 14, Jaleel McLaughlin. And 15, Pittsburgh's defense. So yeah, so he went hero RB, which is when you draft a running back, a top running back first, and you just go wide receivers all the way through. Um so yeah, best pick I thought was Terry McLaurin. I think with no one with him, Jaden Daniels finally gets a quarterback that's accurate. We'll see how that goes. Um he should do well. He should blow up. He should pay off in that fifth round. Maybe be your RB2. I mean, your wide receiver two. Um, yeah, your reach was Rasheed Rice. Like I said, I think they were projecting him and go in the eighth round, but you took him in the fourth. Um, I really was dealing with the whole getting suspended situation, or the team decides to discipline him. I don't know, or he runs into some other shit thinking he got away with it. So, I mean, like I said, hopefully it pays off for you. My bust would be between George Pickens and Dallas Goddard. I'm still pissed at Dallas Goddard for last year. Put him up, thought he was gonna fucking blow up for me, didn't do shit. Um, but yeah, George Pickens. Now that they announced Russell Wilson to be his quarterback, I mean, I just don't trust Arthur Smith's fucking offense. We saw what happened last year with the Falcons. Drake London should have blown up, but fucking they didn't throw the ball like that. I doubt they're gonna want to throw the ball like that, especially if they could control the line of scrimmage with the new offensive line and Najee Harris fucking running over motherfuckers. Um, I think he'll struggle. I don't think he'll pay up to be on that sixth round draft pick. Um, but then yeah, looking at your team, Brees Hall, yeah, but then you got Zach Moss and Antonio Gibson and Jaleel McLaughlin. I mean, maybe McLaughlin steps up at Denver and they give him that pass catching role. He could end up being your RB2. Just that if let's say Brees Hall or Zach Moss goes down, those are your two running backs. So you need to have depth at some of those positions. But yeah, I mean, hey, hopefully prove them wrong. You got a long season. Don't be afraid to trade. Give up something big for something decent. Ton of wide receivers here. Then I'm sure a lot of guys would be like, "I'll trade you somebody for them." But don't lowball, motherfuckers. I know how everybody starts lowballing and shit. Looking at you, Nighthawk. But yeah, let's move on to number 4 pick. All right. And our fourth pick was Los Borrachos, none other than the commish himself, with the lowest grade of everybody in the league. Los Borrachos strike out, draft grade D minus, spells trouble. In the mystical realm of fantasy drafts, Los Borrachos took the stage with high hopes, only to be met with a resounding meh from the draft analysis. With a grade of D minus, their draft performance resembled a wizard failed spell, more than magical incantation. Despite the enchanting allure of the fourth pick, the selection seemed to have missed the mark, painting a bleak picture of the upcoming season. The crystal ball's projection for Los Borrachos foretells a challenging journey ahead, with a projected finish in ninth place and a paltry 3-11 record looming on the horizon. The stars align unfavorably as the three key players find themselves on a bye week during the crucial Week 12, adding to the woes of this beleaguered team. It seems Los Borrachos may need more than a sprinkle of fairy dust to turn their fortunes around. Why is it magical shit with mine? Does it know I like Harry Potter? But yeah, fuck. I guess I get only one more win than the Warhammers. I guess that's why I get a D minus. That makes no sense to me. But all right. So in the first pick, took Bijan Robinson. Second pick, Marvin Harrison Jr. Third pick, Josh Allen. Fourth pick, Cooper Cup. Fifth, Zamir White. Sixth, Don Kincaid. Seventh, Lad McConkey. Eighth, Brian Thomas Jr. Ninth, Tajay Spears. 10th, Romeo Dobbs. 11th, Gus Edwards. 12th, Justin Herbert. 13, Marshawn Lloyd. 14, Ben Sinnott. And 15, Brendan Rice. So yeah, so the few reaches, not gonna lie. Um, I feel my best pick was Cooper Cup in the fourth. Like he's usually gone in the third or back end of second. Um, but yeah, the fucking wide receiver one in the fourth round. So I won my championship. I ended up getting Cooper Cup in the fifth round, and he ended up my wide receiver one that year. Won me the ship. Um, my reach obviously led McConkey, but I pretty much got all the guys I kind of wanted. That's why I had to reach for some of these guys because I wasn't sure what the fuck you guys were doing. Uh, what you call it? For sure I wanted to leave with Lad McConkey and Keon Coleman, but since I got sniped in the fifth round for him, and fucking Nighthawk took him in the fifth round, fucking reach. So but yeah, I left with most of the guys I kind of wanted to. I said a lot of my a lot of my wide receivers are rookies, but kind of wanted to roll the dice this year. Fucking all these rookies coming out, see what's up. Um, Bus pick Zamir White might not be the fucking the number one like that in that offense. Like I said, I have a question mark with the Raiders this year, but I mean, hopefully, it proves me wrong. Feed him the ball just like they did with Josh Jacobs, and he takes over that role and he provides for me like that. But again, but if he doesn't work out, I got good faith in Spears, Gus Edwards, at least for the first few. Uh, Ended up dropping Marshawn Lloyd, picked up Chuba Hubbard. Uh, Chuba Hubbard could keep me up for a few weeks, at least until Jonathan Brooks comes back. But if he comes back, I don't think they're gonna give him all the run like everyone's talking about, especially since he doesn't know the offense. He's new to the offense, rookie. But who knows? But yeah, we'll see. If I end up ninth, I ended up seventh this last season, so we'll see. We'll move on to fifth pick. All right, and our fifth pick was Los Tanks. Los Tanks strives for mediocrity with draft grade B and fourth place projection. In the mystical realm of fantasy drafting, Los Tanks decided to dance to the beat of a solid B grade, aiming for the sweet spot of fourth place in the Enchanted The League. Their crystal ball foresees a 10-4 record, painting a picture of a team destined for the middle of the pack. With a projected 2,137 points, they are set to tread the path of predictability in a league of 10, facing the eighth toughest schedule among the mystical contenders. Amidst the draft sorcery, the Los Tanks conjured up a mix of fortunes. Their best pick, Amari Cooper, plucked from the draft garden at 65, shines brighter than a dragon's horde, outshining the competition with an ADP of 53. However, not all spells cast were successful, as the shadow of the worst pick, Alvin Kamara, looms ominously over the team, snatched at 25, while the ADP whispered tales of 50. To add twist to the tale, the three Warriors from the same team, Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, and the Dallas Cowboys defense, joined forces under the banner of Los Tanks, ready for battle of fantasy glory. See, this is more of like a dragon shit, or was it a Dungeons and Dragons? Crazy, but yeah, fourth place with a 10-4 record. Um, go over his picks. As his first pick, he had Tyreek Hill. Second pick, Kyron Williams. Third pick, Alvin Kamara. Fourth, Debo Samuel. Fifth, DJ Moore. Sixth, DeAndre Swift. Seventh, Amari Cooper. Eighth, Dak Prescott. Ninth, David Njoku. 10th, Zeke Elliott. 11th, Tua Tagovailoa. 12th, Jahan Dotson. 13, Elijah Mitchell. 14, the Dallas defense. And 15, Dalton Schultz. All right. So yeah, his best pick for me, I would say, was Dak Prescott in the eighth. I usually get him around the eighth or the ninth if I punt the quarterback position. But I felt that Los Tanks was gonna lean towards getting more of Dak Prescott in his team since he saved him last year. Um, his reach, Alvin Kamara, obviously at 3. Usually he was going in like the fifth or sixth round. Um, I just don't trust Dennis Allen to run that fucking offense in the Saints. But I know last year he was a PPR machine for the second half of the season, just because Derek Carr kept just dumping it off to him. But I think this year with him off season with Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, I think they're gonna throw a little more that way. Taysom Hill is even in the backfield over here taking running back touches, so we'll see. My bus pick for you, I would say, is Debo Samuel. He has yet to finish the season. Um, and if Brandon Ayuk stays, maybe they're gonna feed him more, try to focus on him a little bit more since Debo is getting a little older. Um, but yeah, I just don't trust the Niners defense this year. They don't have Trent Williams there to protect Brock Purdy, so he could struggle a bit. And just FYI, Elijah Mitchell got put on IR. I don't know if you want to maybe change that man out. Zeke Elliott just got Dalvin Cook over there in the backfield, but that's a mess right there with Rico Dowell also there. Um, DJ Moore, you got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Romo Adunze. And then Kyron Williams, they just said about him returning kicks. Um, Hopefully it doesn't affect him because or gets him injured because he's not known for staying healthy. Uh, but yeah, Cooper, yeah, but again, he's getting older, and when he blew up last year was when he had Joe Flacco, and now it's Deshaun Watson. So I don't know. And the Joku, same thing. He did well with Joe Flacco, not so much with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson already complained about shoulder soreness and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, fourth place um, keeps you in the playoff hunt. So yeah, but we'll see. All right, and our sixth pick was the Nighthawk. The Nighthawk strikes out with draft, projected to land in eighth place. In a draft that left fans scratching their heads, Nighthawk managed to secure a disappointing grade of a D with a projected record of 3-10 and a tie. It seems like the fantasy gods were not smiling upon this team. Despite picking Joe Burrow at a steal in the 75th spot, they stumbled with the selection of Keon Coleman way too early at 46, who had an ADP of 126. Adding insult to injury, Nighthawks seemed to have peculiar affinity for players from a particular team as they ended up with a trio from the same squad: Travis Kelsey, Xavier Worthy, and Kansas City Chiefs defense. Furthermore, their love for wide receivers knows no bounds as they stocked up on 8 wide receivers, surpassing the league average of 5.9. Looks like Nighthawk might need a miracle to climb out of the projected 8th place finish and overcome the tough schedule ahead. So, just because of the tie, you stay in 8th place, but I stay ninth? That's some bullshit. All right, let's go to the draft results. So, in first pick, you got Jamar Chase. Second pick, Derrick Henry. Third pick, Travis Kelsey. Fourth, James Cook. Fifth, Keon Coleman. Sixth, Tank Dell. Seventh, Xavier Worthy. Eight, Joe Burrow. Ninth, Cortland Sutton. 10th, Austin Eckler. 11th, Joshua Palmer. 12th, Brandon Cooks. 13th, Adane Mitchell. Adane? 14, Damian Pierce. And 15, the Kansas City Chiefs defense. Um, So yeah, his best pick for me was Derrick Henry. Feel like he's gonna do great behind that offensive line. You got the fear of fucking Lamar Jackson taking off, so it gives Derrick Henry light boxes. He should do fucking very well with the Ravens. Um Reach, obviously Keon Coleman in the fifth round. I was thrown off by it because I usually never get him till like either the 11th or 12th round. So I was like, what the? But hey, you reach for your guys, I guess. Bus pick, I want to say it could be uh, Xavier Worthy. Um, Taking that high up, I don't think he'll return the value that you or return the in which you got him in. You could have grabbed so many other players in that seventh round. Um, yeah, he's with the Chiefs, but I mean, the only one that they really have for is Travis Kelsey, and then before him was Tyreek Hill. But I mean, if you got Rasheed Rice back, like I don't see them feeding more of Xavier Worthy, especially if they're not in games like that where they need to be throwing like crazy. But hey, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe Xavier Worthy, but did see some videos of him in training camp getting thrown around because like I think he's like 100 and some pounds. Um, but yeah, uh, hopefully not. I mean, I'm wondering who that tie is going to be against. I haven't seen anyone with a tie on their record. So, but yeah, man, good luck. I mean, like I said, the season between seasons, a lot of trading can happen. No fucking lowballing and shit. Maybe some waiver wire sleeper guys you could pick up. But yeah, just because, like I told you, Damian Pierce is the third running back on that team. David Cam Akers is the RB2. Just FYI. And I don't know how well Brandon Cooks will do now with CD Lamb back. And hopefully Jamar Chase actually plays because he hasn't even been practicing. But like I said, trades or pick up waiver wire. Um, Good luck. All right, and our seventh pick in the draft was Rebel Scum. Rebel Scum struggles to shine. Draft grades C minus and fifth place projection in the league. Hey man, that's higher than last year. Actually, were you eighth? No, yeah, eighth or ninth, one of those. But hey, good shit, man. Move up. In a draft that left much to be desired, Rebel Scum managed to secure a mediocre C minus grade, setting the stage for a lackluster season. Despite the valiant effort, the projected finish of fifth place in the league seems to be a harsh reality, with a projected record of 6-8 and points projected 2,056 points. The road ahead appears rocky for this team. The draft day woes continued as Rebel Scum found themselves with the fourth toughest schedule out of the 10 teams, adding another hurdle to their uphill battle. To make matters worse, the team will have to navigate through week 6 with 3 players on a bye, putting their depth to the test. While the steal of the draft was Justin Jefferson at pick 14, the blunder of the day was undoubtedly the reach for Chase Brown at pick 94, far from their ADP of 116. So let's check out. I thought he had a pretty good draft. So his first pick, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 2, Justin Jefferson. 3, Devon Achan. 4th, Lamar Jackson. 5th, James Conner. 6th, Ramondre Stevenson. 7th, Najee Harris. 8th, Evan Ingram. 9th, Tony Pollard. 10th, Chase Brown. 11th, Jackson Smith and Jigba. 12th, Jake Ferguson. 13, Jordan Addison. 14, Jacoby Myers. And with your last pick, the Buffalo defense. Um, Best pick for me was Jake Ferguson. That was usually my pick if I didn't pick up one of the top tight ends. If you guys started on a tight end run and there was no one left for me, I wasn't gonna reach for one. I was just gonna wait till the end and pick me up Jake Ferguson. In that offense, he's the number 2 target behind CD Lamb. He was pretty good last season. Gave me like a base point of 8 points a week or something like that. Here and there, 0 when they blow out the Giants and there was no reason for them to throw. But other than that, he was pretty solid. Um, the reach, I guess, was Chase Brown. I mean, I've been hearing good things about him. He could overtake Zach Moss in that backfield with Cincinnati, but I didn't think it was a reach, especially if he becomes the RB1 in a pretty good potent offense. And he's a pass catcher. He's fast, so I thought it was a good pick. But they're saying it's a reach. Um, your bust pick for me will probably be. I'd say James Conner as your fifth round. I mean, he's getting older. Yeah, he'll be consistent for a bit, but everybody's talking about what's his name, Trey Benson, the rookie, coming in and overtaking some of those touches from him. Um, that's probably the guy. It was between him and Ramondre Stevenson, especially with that with the offensive line not being that good. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett starting for them. If it was Drake May, been a little bit better because Drake May runs the ball a little bit and he's a good thrower. A little bit more of a threat, so there's lighter boxes for him. But yeah, but I mean, overall, I think it's a solid squad. I mean, you have two top wide receivers. Tavon Achan, who's a boomer bust guy. I mean, he didn't need too many touches last year to fucking put up points. Lamar Jackson, he's always solid for at least 30, 40 points. And then even if Connor doesn't pan out, I mean, you got Najee Harris, who like I said, I think he'll do well this season, especially with Arthur Smith back there. He'll just probably run him into the ground. Um, but yeah, man, fifth place, not bad. Especially you always being in the a Zades Bowl at the end of the season. So yeah, keep it up. It's up to you to actually make this happen and keep in fifth place. So good luck. All right, almost there, fellas. Almost there with the eighth pick. The Arab sensations strike out with draft, projected to land in mediocrity. Said that right? Mediocrity? Mediocrity? Whatever. In a draft that left fans scratching their heads, the Arab sensations managed to secure a C minus grade, setting the stage for a lackluster season with a projected 5-9 record and the seventh place finish in the league. Despite some shining moments like snagging CJ Stroud at pick 53, beating out their ADP of 43, the team stumbled with the selection of Javonte Williams at 68, a far cry from their ADP of 102. To add insult to the injury, the trio of Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, and Tank Lucy from the same team might create more headaches than harmony on the game day. With the ominous shadow of having three key players on bye week 12 looming over them, the Air Sensation faces an uphill battle. Their projected points is 2,093 points. Paint a picture of struggle, especially when considering they have the toughest schedule out of all 10 teams. Seems like the Air Sensations might need a miracle to rise above their projected seventh place finish and avoid becoming the laughing stock of the league. But if you finish in seventh, you're in the playoffs, baby. So it's up to you to either keep this true or stay up there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't think I don't know why I didn't think Bigsby when he was like your last fucking pick. All right, so first pick, Garrett Wilson. Number two, Travis Etienne. Three, Drake London. Four, Sam Laporta. Uh, five, Malik Neighbors. Six, CJ Stroud. Seven, Javante Williams. Eight, Brian Robinson. Ninth, Jalen Warren. 10th, Trey Benson. 11th, Romeo Dunze. 12th, Curtis Samuel. 13th, Trevor Lawrence. 14, San Francisco defense, and the 15, Tank Bigsby. For me, your best pick was Brian Robinson in the eighth round. Uh, he's gonna have pretty much everything to himself. Austin Eckler, he's gonna be there, the third down back, but I don't think he's gonna take too much away from Brian Robinson Jr. At least from what it's been looking like in preseason and training camp. Reach for me was Garrett Wilson. I've never seen him go in the eighth as the eighth pick. Um, but like I said, you must have a little more faith in Aaron Rodgers this year than I did. Bust CJ Stroud. I think now that they have tape on him, his tendencies and shit like that, I think he'll struggle a bit more. I mean, you came off the gate hot, blew up, but maybe this year he takes a step back. And like I said, because defenses kind of know what he's up to, what he's doing, and shit like that. Um, yeah, Malik Neighbors, I just didn't trust Daniel Jones. Sam Laporta, good pick. He was solid last year. See if he keeps it up this year. Drake London, I think he's gonna do really well with Kirk Cousins. I mean, he fucking made Justin Jefferson blow up, so I don't see why Drake London won't blow up. Plus, their offensive coordinator, I believe, is from the Sean McVay tree. So they do a lot of three wide receiver sets, and I think he'll be throwing the ball a lot. Uh, Jalen Warren, I mean, they're saying he should start week one, but I doubt they're gonna try and rush him like that, especially week one. Honestly, forgot Roma Dunze, but I mean, I don't trust the Bears offense. I've been watching Hard Knocks here and there. I'm like, oh shit, I should get a Bears player, but I think I'm okay right now. I don't think any of us drafted their John J. Swift. I forgot. Khalil Herbert, the backup. I don't think anyone drafted him. I mean, we're already at eighth pick. I still haven't seen anyone with a draw on their record, so it doesn't look like it's gonna be you, the Arab sensations. But yeah, I mean, seventh place, you'd be in playoffs. Wouldn't be going for the Azades Bowl. So yeah, I mean, keep it up. I guess try not to, especially with having the toughest schedule. Um, See if you stay in seventh. All right. And our ninth pick this year was the En Fuegos. With the En Fuegos strike gold in draft, projected to shine bright. In the whimsical world of fantasy drafts, the En Fuegos managed to orchestrate a symphony of picks that resonated with the draft gods, earning them a prestigious grade of an A. Despite their humble ninth draft order position, they danced through the 15 rounds with finesse, leaving their league mates in awe. With a projected record of 11-3 and an anticipated second place finish, the Enfuegos seemed destined for glory, poised to conquer the fantasy realm. While some may stumble over their selections, the Enfuegos showcased their prowess by snagging Brandon Ayuk at a steal of 72, a true diamond in the rough with an ADP of 30. However, every tale has its twists, and the Enfuegos faced minor hiccup with Jonathan Brooks being plucked earlier than expected at 89 despite an ADP of 113. Nevertheless, with three players on by week 5, the Enfuegos will need to conjure some magic to maintain their enchanting performance. All right, 11-3. Uh, at least you can get a bad grade and first to worst, first to worst, first to worst. All right, let's take at the draft results. So with the first pick, he took AJ Brown. Second pick, Jameer Gibbs. Third pick, Chris Olave. Fourth, Jalen Hurts. Fifth, Jalen Waddle. Sixth, Trey McBride. Seventh, Raheem Mostert. Eighth, Brandon Ayuk. Ninth, Jonathan Brooks. 10th, Kyler Murray. 11th, Christian Watson. 12th, Rico Dowell. 13, Baltimore's defense. 14, Tyler Algier. And with the 15th pick, Taysom Hill. So the best pick for me was Kyler Murray in the 10th. I think he's gonna have a fucking great year this year, coming back from an injury. Um, Finally has a wide receiver one with Marvin Harrison Jr. Uh, so I think he'll do great. The reach was Jonathan Brooks, like they said. He's not gonna play for you the whole, pretty much for the first five, six, four, for sure, 4 games. But then when he ramps up and gets into game speed, probably like week 8 or 9, that you'll be able to use him. So especially as a ninth pick, I think that was. I think you could have got him in the 12th. 12th or 11th. Um, the bust, I would say, is between Jalen Waddle. Yeah, Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert. Like, just that Miami defense. I mean, the Miami defense, but the Miami offense. Too many mouths to feed. Waddle hasn't finished last year, in and out of the lineups. Like, would get injured or something was wrong. This would act up. He tried to play through it, get re-injured. Raheem Mostert getting up there in age. Um, they might want to give Chan a little more run. And then they also drafted another fast running back, something right. So as the seventh pick, yeah. AJ Brown is always solid. I think last year he had a run of like 10 games with 100 yards and a touchdown. Jameer Gibbs, I saw that he came back to practice, so that's pretty good. I mean, hopefully they don't push him so he lasts all season. Chris Olave, I have a feeling him and Carr got a fucking rapport over the off season, work together and shit like that, and maybe get on the same page. Not like last year. Jalen Hurts, I mean, with Kelsey gone from the lineup, we'll see how he does. Um, like I said, Jalen Waddle injured. Hopefully, he stays healthy this year. Trey McBride, tight end, solid tight end. Everyone's talking about him blowing up this year. We'll see, especially with Kyler Murray back. Uh, but yeah, I mean, good shit. I guess. What was it? Second place. But even then, you'd have to play. As is this year, the only person with a bye week is first place, which, as this projection says, would be OG. So yeah, good luck, man. Keep it there. Hopefully nothing, and you stay, and that's the record. All right, well, our last pick. All right, and last but not least, we have our 10th pick, which was the Rook. The Rook strikes a mediocre chord in the league draft. Ouch. In a draft that left many scratching their heads, the Rook managed to secure a draft grade of C, setting the stage for a lukewarm season ahead. Despite snagging DK Metcalf at pick 50, a steal compared to their ADP of 39, the team stumbled with the selection of Chris Godwin at 71, a reach considered an ADP of 91. With a projected finish of 6th and a predicted record of 5-8, it seems the Rook might be in for a roller coaster ride of a season. As if the draft, oh, here's the tie 5-8-1. It seems the Rook might be in for a roller coaster ride of a season. As if the draft grade wasn't telling enough, the Rook faces a daunting task of navigating the sixth toughest schedule out of the 10 teams. Adding to the challenge, the team will have to strategize around having two players on bye week 14. It's safe to say that the Rook will need some fantasy magic to defy the odds and climb the ranks this season, or they might just end up as the league's entertainment rather than its champion. Ouch. All right. Let's check out this team. This mediocre team, I guess. At number 1, Jonathan Taylor. Number 2, Saquon Barkley. 3, Nico Collins. 4, Patrick Mahomes. 5th, DK Metcalf. 6th, Aaron Jones. 7th, Kyle Pitts. 8th, Chris Godwin. 9th, Jaden Reed. 10th, Devin Singletary. 11th, DeAndre Hopkins. 12th, Blake Corum. 13, Jameson Williams. 14, Zach Charbonnet. And 15, the Philadelphia defense. Yeah, for me, your best pick was Singletary. He did great last season with uh, with the Texans, and this year, I mean, they restructured that whole offensive line, especially back with his coach from when he was with the Bills. I think he'll do pretty good. I mean, he's not gonna put up Saquon Barkley numbers, but I think he'll be a pretty solid running back. Uh, Reach, get Chris Godwin. Yeah, I really didn't get him to like the 9th or the 10th in mock drafts. Um, but again, Calacan has their rankings of these guys. So um, the bust pick for me, I mean, could end up being Aaron Jones just because getting older. Um, he barely could stay healthy last season. I had him fucking barely came on at the end of the season. And when he did, it's just because he was catching the ball out of the backfield. He ran a little bit, but he kept getting tackled. Couldn't shed tackles anymore like he used to. So getting up there in age, so that's why I think Aaron Jones might be your bust pick. I think Kyle Pitts. Fuck, I was gonna draft him, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna go with my boy Kincaid, who I drafted when he was a rookie. But yeah, Kyle Pitts for sure. I think he'll do well. DK Metcalf always gets those end zone receptions. I think he leads the league in most red zone targets. Patrick Mahomes, he's so. He'll have great games and then he'll kind of fall off, as I'm sure the Arab sensations will tell you. Last year, he was barely putting up like 12 points a game to end the season. So you might want to look into grabbing maybe another QB backup, maybe a sleeper. Um, yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Hopefully he returns to his old self. No more injuries. Saquon Barkley, again with that Philly offense, should do well. Nico Collins. I mean, a lot of mouths to feed with Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell down there, but he should be the wide receiver one. They paid him as that. Um, Maybe Blake Corum works out for you, especially with Kyron Williams out there returning punts. I mean, I've heard them talk about Blake Corum for a while in the training camp. Solid, but yeah, I mean, they're saying you're gonna end up sixth with 5-8-1. I mean, some of us that are gonna end up with 3 wins could move up a little bit, just because just got to win a few more. And again, we got our playoffs are 1 through 7 this year. But yeah, Rook. I mean, sixth place, not too bad. Try to keep it like that. So good luck. All right, and that was the draft results this year. Again, they're just fucking draft results that Yahoo thinks that's how you did. But again, work the waiver wire. Trades are always don't lowball motherfuckers. There's a lot of shit we could change from here until the end of the season. We got about 15 weeks, 14 weeks till playoffs. So again, 1 through 7, you could do it. So good luck, motherfuckers. I'll talk to you guys next week where we'll go over week 1 matchups. Peace out, motherfuckers.